Hello everybody, I'm meteorologist Ben Dery on a pretty special day here on planet Earth. There's actually a total solar eclipse that's happening across parts of the North Atlantic and over parts of Europe. I believe this is NASA's coverage of it. There's the sun right there, and this little curved part right here, that's the actual moon that's working its way along the beach. You can see some folks are outside enjoying the photography. I think the total solar eclipse passes through parts of Greenland, as well as, Iceland, and eventually into Europe. Which is some pretty cool stuff. So we're not hearing a ton about this here in the U.S. because we're kind of going to be spectators on this whole front. Take a look right here. You'll see the path of obstruction. You can see the lighter colors right here, including us here in the upper Midwest. We have like 1% of the sun getting covered up by the moon. So barely even noticeable unless you have a very cool telescope. In fact, here in the Twin Cities, look at that. 0.5% of the sun was actually covered up. So kind of a non-event for us. You can see the darker the color right here, the higher the percentage of the moon covering up the sun. And even parts of New England, you have to head all the way up to northeastern Maine to see 20 up to 25% of coverage. Even Fairbanks had close to 40% of coverage. But the, again, path of totality where we have the dark skies, that's way out over the Atlantic. So here's the path of totality where the shadow of the sun completely blocks out, the shadow of the moon completely blocks out the sun. Stretches from the Arctic through parts of Greenland, western Iceland over the North Atlantic, and eventually into parts of Spain. That's where the path of totality is. And again, we're spectators, but it's still pretty cool, and it's a neat kind of perspective building exercise if you're into that kind of stuff. Hey, this is something that you don't have to be in Europe for. One of the best meteor showers of the year actually peaks tonight, and it will be visible for us as well, as long as we don't stay too cloudy. It's the Perseid meteor shower. It peaks the night of August 12th into the early morning hours of the 13th. So tonight, meteors in excess of 60 meteors per hour are forecast. Now, the best meteor shower of the year, that's the Geminid meteor shower that happens every year in the month of December. However, it's December, it's usually a little cloudier, and it certainly is a lot colder outside. So the Perseid meteor shower is one of the better showers to go outside, enjoy being outdoors because it tends to be a lot nicer weather, and we tend to see quite a few meteors as well. So if you are heading out tonight, you basically just have to wait until the sun goes down. You'll be able to see meteors anywhere in the sky, but you kind of want to emphasize the eastern horizon. The constellation Perseus will slowly work its way above the horizon just after sundown, and the meteors will appear to radiate from the constellation Perseus, but of course you can see them basically anywhere in the night sky. So again, one of the best meteor showers of the year happening tonight. There are clouds that are forecast to increase tonight, but hopefully we stay clear enough where you'll see at least a couple of those. And for what it's worth, just to kind of tamper down expectations, 60 meteors an hour, that's like 1 per minute. So don't expect to see, them flying by left and right. But you'll have a better chance of seeing them tonight versus other nights of the week. Let's take a look at your weather impact headlines. Today feels like summer. We've got more of that hazy sunshine, just a touch of humidity, and temperatures peaking near 90 degrees. So likely the warmest day of the week before we see a gradual cool down later this week, and eventually we'll stay in the 70s for forecast highs over the weekend. There's a chance for some storms late tonight, but the emphasis is once again across southern Minnesota. We're tracking this slow-moving frontal boundary, which has been hanging out over parts of Iowa and Illinois. Those areas have seen several rounds of heavy thunderstorms. It'll probably be the case once again tonight, but we're kind of on the northern edge here in the Twin Cities and points northward. Scattered showers looking more likely Friday night into Saturday. If you do have outdoor plans on Saturday, I wouldn't cancel plans just yet. Widely scattered showers are forecast, so it does look like our best chance for rain. But forecast models have shown very little agreement as far as how much rain and exactly where the rain showers are going to be. So there's a chance we could see mostly drier weather, but just a heads up, Saturday, especially during the morning hours, brings our best chance of seeing showers. Here's our radar satellite composite, and you can see once again heavier thunderstorms have stayed down to our south along this stationary frontal boundary. We're high and dry for now. You can see some activity out to our west, out over the Dakotas. Weak disturbance that's going to roll through the area late tonight into tomorrow, giving us again a chance of seeing some scattered activity. So this is Microcast. We'll take you into the overnight hours. Some clouds start to increase this evening. evening, dissipating showers across western Minnesota during the first half of the overnight hours. This is 3 o'clock in the morning. Should once again see some scattered activity in the southern and southwestern part of the state throughout Thursday morning. And again, here in the Twin Cities, kind of on the northern edge of that. And as we head deeper into Thursday, Canadian high pressure starts to move in from the north and west. That will help to dry us out through the day. So that'll play into our forecast for Friday. As we head into Friday, that high pressure system is basically right over Lake Superior. Southeasterly flow starts to develop as a new low pressure system approaches from the west. Scattered showers start to show up late Friday night and should be with us for a good chunk of Saturday. At least that's what's currently forecast. We'll see what actually plays out as we head deeper into the week. So the chance for the forecast changing, that looks pretty likely. Here's the rest of your forecast. 88 today, mid 80s for Thursday. Kind of depends on how much cloud cover we see. Cooling with the rain chance and the added cloud cover late Friday into Saturday. Right now, Sunday looks like the brighter day of the weekend with abundant sunshine returning next Monday and Tuesday.